How's it going, everyone? It is Lenny, and I got Pinky here once again as my sidekick and true only best friend, Pinky.
Hey, your sidekick?
Yeah, you're my sidekick.
Oh, thanks, thanks.
I just,
I love.
I thought I could decide that, especially since you're a little short.
Thanks, thanks. It's not like I have a complex over that or anything.
Of course not.
Hmm.
All right. Well, anyways, we are here with Deep Thoughts Monday. Same playlist, evening acoustics. You can find it on Spotify. And here we are today. We're going to talk about our weekends. And I got some serious soup to stew. Wait. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I've been trying to think of different, phrases I could use to make me sound really cool. And I've been thinking about that one for the longest time. And I thought it would sound cooler until I said it.
Yeah, you should just keep those to yourself.
Alright. Thanks for the advice.
Yeah, yeah. No problem.
Okay. Well, anyways, so I've been working all weekend. Saturday I had in service, so I had to go in and make sure that I can still do everything as a lifeguard because I'm a lifeguard. And then Sunday I had classes. Classes are just so stressful. You have no idea. Teaching little kids how to swim is work. It's not the guarding part I don't mind, it's the teaching part. Especially when you have preschoolers. I got some preschoolers that think, oh, I know how to swim. You don't need to help me. And then I see them sink and they struggle. And I'm like, here, let me help you. And then when, they're, so, since I teach preschoolers, they're from, their preschool age. But I still got, first graders that still don't know how to swim. And I have this one kid who I'm pretty sure is a first grader, and when she stands on the table, because we have tables in the water for the little kids, when she stands on it, the water is at her waist. So she's definitely first grader, right?
Yeah.
And she can't, when she tries to do front kicks, her feet sink. And whenever I try to help her and show her, she screams at me. She's,
Oh. Hmm.
she screams at me.
She's delightful.
And that's my problem. That's my only one problem is because when I teach classes and I get certain classes, preschoolers, it's either I got kids who are scared and they don't know what they're doing and they're absolutely noobs, or I got kids that think they know everything and that they're amazing. You know what else would happen? Okay, so I was talking to a friend the other day about how in lifeguarding I don't really pass some of my kids, and he flat out loud turned around and said, "That's because you're a bad teacher."
Wow.
Right?
That's a little. So you blame it on the instructor when the kids don't pass. Yeah, that's not wrong.
I
Just
know,
kind of a little.
but I just feel like if they realize that their kid has not passed, they should realize that then yeah, maybe the instructor's not teaching right. But if it's only been their second class that they've been taught, that just means they're not showing improvement. And it's so hard when I get parents like that. And I got parents where it's God, lifeguarding is so easy. All you have to do is stand there and watch. And I'm like, you don't just stand there. You watch. You don't just watch. You gotta watch each kid. You don't watch each kid. You count each person in the pool so you know how many people you're watching.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
There is so much to lifeguarding. People don't realize how stressful it is. I love my job though.
Yeah.
I get to go swimming for free.
Mhm.
I'll be like walking in, I'd be like, yo, what's up? And like everyone knows me and like, you here for an open swim? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, alright, have fun. And I
Aw.
just walk in. Don't need to pay. Just walk in. It's amazing. Ooh, it's my jam.
Uh-huh.
So, what has happened with you this weekend?
Mainly, I went over to a friend's house, and um, she has a really nice place. And I'm the kind of person that like, I feel like this is weird, but I like looking at people's houses. Like that's just me. I like going to people's house and like realizing like everything that I think is like just so cool that people probably take for granted in some aspect. Like this wonderful view that they always have around them, and I love looking at that. It kind of like it's kind of weird. It kind of freaks me out that I focus so much on that part, but at the same time, it's like, eh. And then like mainly, I sang karaoke there with her parents, and I thought that was just so kind of it's kind of weird because one, I haven't karaokeed in like months, and then two, I've just never I haven't sang in public for a while, I guess. And I guess for singing in public is just like around other people that I don't usually sing in public for. So yeah, it's just that, and we talked about where I stand in like society, like social status. And like the previous group that I had this one group and I hung out with them for a while, but I like detached myself away from them, and it was mainly because I wasn't like them at all. You know, I never really fit in with them, and this friend I have right now, we really relate to each other. We really understand each other a lot, and like even she could see that like we were totally different from another, and that from like that type of group, because my mental state was actually very different from a lot of them. They were, you know, very they were just happy about the little things, like they loved anime, and then they, you know, they'd be happy just to hang around people, but that was, I don't know, too simple for me. So that was nice that we just kind of talked about like how where I stood, and then like where she stood, because we have a variety of like people we speak to, but we don't have a group necessarily, and I thought that's very interesting. So yeah, we made a diagram and everything.
Nice. Nice.
Yes.
You know, it's really funny that you say that you like to look at houses because you know that's what Miss Bishu would say. She loves looking at houses.
That's so weird.
And whenever she has a chance, she likes to go to like IKEA or like furniture stores and buy things to see how they would look in her house.
Oh my
Well,
god.
she actually lives in an apartment, but she always talks about how one day she wants to live in a house. But that's what she talks about. She talks about how she wishes that she could just walk around, go into people's houses, and just look at them, just to see what they look like on the inside.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I'm happy you said that because I have lived in an apartment or duplexes like my whole life. I've only lived in this house for 3 years. So this is the first time I've ever lived in a house. And even now, my walls are really empty because I know I'm gonna leave in like a year or so. So like, why bother trying to decorate it more than I already have? You know. But I'm kind of jealous because like everyone like grew up and they accumulated all this junk that they put in their room. It looks awesome, and I don't have that that luxury. I feel like so yeah.
How, like, I understand, like, what you're coming at, but I think I've been in this house for maybe 4 years, I think.
Hmm.
4 years or 5 years. I know I was in this house before I got a Mountain View and before I went into Aloha. So,
Wait. That's three. That's six.
that's six.
Six.
I was counting the like, you know, the grades. I wasn't talking about. Okay, yes, yes,
Oh,
you're right, you're right, you're right. um, But like by the time I moved in, I already had everything planned out on how I wanted to hang everything. And I gotta say, my room, like on the things on my wall, it didn't look this like if you were to look at my room and saw all the stuff on my walls, you'd be like, wow, that looks really cool. And wow, it looks so cool. But when I first moved in, I tried to throw as much as I could onto the walls
Yeah.
because I didn't know what to put on and I wanted to, like all my walls to have something on it. So I feel like you don't need to worry about when you're gonna move out, or when high school's over, because I feel like you should still be able to know like what type of room you want, something you feel comfortable in. Like it took me 6 years to figure out what exactly I want on my walls, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
uh, that's why, like, if when I get my own place, I feel like I'll put everything I want here, there, in there. Yeah, because like right now I'm satisfied and all, but I wish I could have a bigger space to put all this junk in and surround myself with it and feel like that's a place where I can be comfortable day to day. But I think a bed and a little room is good enough for now. So yeah.
And like I'm still like finding it funny that you talk about how you think it'd be cool to like live in people's houses, because I kind of like the same, but I don't like the idea of walking into houses. I like to be able to see pictures. That's what I like. I like looking at pictures of inside of the houses, or like since I'm a huge like Minecraft geek, I like to be able to like design my own game, like my own houses in Minecraft. Like that's one of my things is I like to be able to design stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. There's just something about it. Like, see, that's one of the things I feel like people are like aesthetic, aesthetic rooms. And my English teacher, she had brought up that she has this friend that lives in like Colorado in a tiny apartment, like not tiny, an apartment, and yet she has a Pinterest board for that's titled "In the Beach" in southern Italy, and like she has this wonderful board just like full of beautiful images of southern beaches, like southern beach houses, and like what she would want in the beach houses. But like, and then my teacher will forget that she doesn't live in southern Italy. She lives in Colorado in an apartment, and I just thought that was like so weird because what does that say about like me? Does that mean that like because what I see from that is that um, my teacher's friend wants to live somewhere like that one day, or wants to see someplace like that one day. And so, does that mean that I want to see someplace like that one day? Do I want to be there forever, or whatever? This luxurious life to be dramatic that I wish for. I don't know.
I think I've realized like a small pattern. Like, not trying to be like stereotyping, but after talking to so many people, I've realized that a lot of guys don't do what girls do. Girls, when they see something, they see like a small future in it. Just like how I think about it is that how we like to look at houses, we like to see what could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Versus guys, they seem to live in the moment. They don't think so much about it. And I've seen that. And I think that's what's going on is that we think about what could happen. And I know some guys that do that. They'll think, "Oh, this could happen" and stuff, but talking to a lot of guys and people who just play video games all the time, they don't really think so much. They just do it. They're just there.
Hmm.
That's what I'm thinking.
I see. I don't know. I feel like I could argue against that in a way because, I mean, I am a girl. This is a parent, and I feel like I live in the moment too. I just have moments where I see every possible thing. Just every like little things that like, oh yeah, in the future this could be this. I'm not like I can see where you get say where you're like stereotypical girl, like like she sees like something and she's like, oh my gosh, I want to go there one day and like do this and this. And I get where get where you're coming from, but I feel like that doesn't mean that girls can't live in the moment either.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I
I get what
understand
you're
that.
saying there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I just feel like just thinking about it and hearing things I've heard from certain type of people I've talked to, I just feel like guys live more into the moment. Yeah, girls can live into the moment like a lot, but just the way I've heard people talk, the way I like put the puzzle pieces together, it's just how I think about it.
Mhm. I like that what you're saying. Like it's very simple, yet it's easy to counter, argue, and discuss about. I don't know. I feel like I'm a rather intricate person when it comes to things like that. So it's nice to hear what you say. So yeah.
Woo!
Topic change. Is this okay?
Yes, yes, and it's okay.
So I have observed that so there's a place so I have an engineering room, and in the engineering room there's even an even smaller room, and for some reason I noticed that there are a lot of people that tend to stay in that small room for like the whole class period. Like they will not go into like the outer rooms. They'll just stay in like this one inner room, and I thought that was very interesting because like what does that say about someone? Like that got to me. Like, does that mean that they like to stay in like one place in their own, where they feel like they can be in their own world and kind of escape from high school just for a little while in this like period of time where they're alone, or I don't know. What do you think? Do you see what I'm saying?
Not really.
No. Okay. Okay. So like people kind of escape while in high school into like this smaller room, and they just kind of find themselves in there for like the whole class period, and that's really strange to me because I'm like, well, like, and some of them they don't even like the purpose of that room. They're not really doing anything for the purpose in that room. They're just kind of in there. Like you can use a computer in that room and outside the room. You don't necessarily need it. And I just like, huh, that was very strange. Like you don't need to be in that room. You choose to be in. Like what does that say? I don't know.
I see what you're talking about. That's how, like, when I'm at school, I get really bad anxiety and I get super stressed out because mentally I know that I'm not doing so well. And then my mind starts thinking, what if I end up not passing my classes? What if I end up having to redo all my classes again for another year? So I've always thought about like trying to just leave school early so I wouldn't have to worry about it. So I feel like I would probably do that. I'd probably just go to different classrooms so I wouldn't have to worry about that one class I'm probably failing in. So I can understand whoever does that because, I'm not the type of person who, like, I like to try, but once I try and I fail once, I give up.
Mm.
So,
See, I'm not really close to this person, but I have known them. I am trying to talk more. That's a thing. So I wanted to, I don't know, I just wanted to think about that, see what that kind of says about the person that I'm trying to get to know better. So,
just go for it. Just be like, yo, be my friend.
yeah. It's too sudden.
You just gotta run in and be like, hold my hand, let's be friends.
Whoa there. Okay, okay. Maybe too fast. Okay, I can't. I'm not that type of person.
World's best person to
You
ask for
really
advice,
just.
me. Yeah. So, today I had automotive, and before finals we get these different stations we have to do. And today I was in the tool room, so like I gave out tools and I put them back when they were done using it. And I have a cousin that's in my class, and he asked for a tool. And I was like, okay. So I grabbed it and I like held it and held out to him, and he grabbed it, and I would not let go. I stood there,
Uh,
stared at him, and I wouldn't let go. And it probably would have been like, I think maybe like a minute. And then he's like, okay. And I was like, okay. And I let go. Of
that's not weird.
course not.
Were you spacing out?
No, it's just my cousin. It's funny. It's just funny to tease with him.
Oh,
I just thought it was
so
funny because
smart.
we're. I just thought it was funny.
I see. Mm.
But I guess it wasn't as funny. Sorry.
No, it was funny.
I'm just.
I'm very slow. I didn't get the joke. I'm sorry.
Ah,
I'm not smart.
that brings up another funny story. So Zach is like on the swim team, but he doesn't swim. He's kind of like the team manager, and like
Team
it's
manager.
it's kind of not what you think. It's more team
Okay.
managers more like they help the swimmers.
Mm.
So like they manage the swimmers. If they need water, he gets us water. If we need a kickboard, then he gets us kickboard. If we need help, like stretching out our muscles or something that might be pulled, he helps us. So
Right.
that's why he's called a team manager because he helps manage us.
Got it.
See, when I first heard it, I thought it was really stupid, but after somebody explained it to me, it made more sense.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Give more credit. That was rude.
Yeah, I know. I got out of the pool because it was in practice, and he was sitting on the bench. And I walked up to him, and I like put my hand out, ready to give him a high five, and we started doing this handshake. And then there was this one shake where he went to like grab my hand, and when he grabbed my hand, he started shaking my hand because I wouldn't let go. And I kept holding his hand,
Yeah.
and then he like made this really weird face, and then he made a face of like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I kept holding his hand, and then
Wow.
it got really awkward.
You think?
Yeah,
Oh.
it was really awkward. Oh my god!
Mm. I
Wow.
didn't know you have a cousin.
I do have a cousin. I have many cousins. I found out.
Oh, I just happen to not know any of these cousins. Or, okay, I see how it is. I can't wait to friends you more.
Hey, we're not friends,
Right.
right? We're
Best.
yes, best friends.
I didn't know if you were gonna say it or if I was gonna say it. So I gotta break the ice.
Oh, I thought about screaming it, but then you started saying it, and it stopped. Well, this is all the time we got for this video, and this music is making everything really sad, even though we're laughing. I feel like we're laughing at a sad song. Alright, anyways, that's the time we got. Thank you for joining us. If you like the video, like it, subscribe, and if you got any deep thoughts and you want to hear your deep thought on this channel, leave a comment.
I'm sorry. You had a list. Mm,
I had a list.
list.
I've always had a list.
Oh.
Okay.